What up, everybody? It's your boy Asian. We're back here once again. Sorry, I know it's Thursday afternoon or evening. It is 9 days until Michigan kicks off home opener in the start of the 2025 season against New Mexico. But I meant to get to the news. The Savion Hiter news. I had a video on Monday. I meant to get to you guys. I'm sorry I can get to a little crazy workup, but we're here to talk about then a couple other recruiting news and notes. And I'll get out of here real quick. But I just wanted to touch up bases and let you guys know how I feel about this. Yes, Michigan did it. I talked about it. The number one running back in the country. Yes, they landed Savion Hiter. Yes, Savion Hiter, the number one running back in the country out of the state of Virginia. And I use Rivals and 247, which I think are the most reliable. ESPN's rankings are all over the place, and I really don't monitor this, but everybody who's paid attention to recruiting and watched this guy knows he's number one running back, and he's a 5-star. It hasn't been 5-star running back in quite a while, so it says a lot about this guy's talents. He's 5'11" and a half, 200 pounds. Yes, he looks like he can play in college now. He's ready to go. He's going to continue to mature. He's going to enroll early at Michigan after his season. I know he's already finished most of his high school classes, so he's mostly electives. But this kid is explosive. Let's go look up his highlights. I don't want to get copyrighted for posting some of his videos, but he's explosive. He's shifty. He can do it all. He can do it all. One thing that I think he's definitely gonna get better at is catching the ball out the backfield. He can do it. I've seen it in spurts, but I don't think he plays for the greatest high school team. But he plays in Virginia, which is a football-rich state, which I think is super, super underrated. But he can definitely catch the ball out the backfield. He ran for over 1,600 yards last season in Virginia. His high school. I don't want to. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Correct me in the comments. Louisa County. From Monroe, Virginia. I know it's a small town in Virginia. He transferred back to that school after a sophomore season where he transferred to a powerhouse private school. He's a quiet guy. He works. He stays humble. You don't hear a lot about it. I know he said he was happy that the recruitment was finally over and he's ready to work. I know he did say a comment along the lines that Michigan likes to run the football, and I think pairing him with Bryce Underwood next season is great. And I know Michigan has Jordan Marshall. He's going into a sophomore season, and Justice Haynes, who can enter the NFL draft after this season if he has a good year. But regardless, it doesn't matter. I think Savion Hiter is coming in, and he's going to get touches. He's going to make an immediate impact as a true freshman some way, somehow, and I am excited about it. Like I said, Tony Offer, shout out to Tony Offer. Yes, Tony Offer was recruiting him even when he was the running back coach at Ohio State, but he did not let up. He was relentless, and I know Tennessee was gaining some steam. Georgia was in there. Ohio State was in there, but Tony Offer has done a great job with these running backs, man. I know Mike Hart previously had Mike Hart, and he didn't even offer Savion Hiter at all. I don't know what's going on with Mike Hart. Haven't heard anything from him really since he's left the program. A Michigan legend, as we like to say, but now recruiting relationships matter too, even with the NIL. We talk about it all the time, and kids want their money. He's going to get compensated. He'll get paid well, but you just got to keep chipping away. And Michigan was able to do that, land the number one running back in the country. Number 8 according to Rivals, not overall, and then number 17 according to 247, the two sites I use. But he was a 5-star in both of those sites' eyes, and I definitely see it. I'm impressed, and I'm happy. Like, this just goes towards the future. Sean Moore and company are continuing to build strong recruiting classes. And at the end of the day, college football, we have the transfer portal where you can supplement, but it comes down to the high school talent. And I think a lot of these schools are going to start having bigger recruiting classes. It's going to get back to that. Like I said, we know college football, the lifeline of the sport is recruiting high school. Like I said, out of the portal is supplementing, and you want to recruit and keep that coming in. And the more guys we get, the better. Chip Lindsey's going to throw the ball on the field, but of course Michigan is still going to be Michigan and run the football. We're going to have a good balance, and I think he will fit well with Bryce Underwood and some of the receivers we got coming in as well, with the Zion Robinson, Travis Johnson, and this will only be better for Michigan, especially if Bryce has a good year this year, get some of those 2027 receivers. I think Michigan is good at receiver right now. That being said, Michigan's class is currently ranked 10th in the nation, according to 247 and Rivals. I think they have a chance. They're going to definitely finish in the top 10, I believe. They got some more moves to make. Flip season away. Most of the top overall recruits have committed. But it's still a long way to go. We got to keep all the guys in our class. There will probably be a guy or two who flips. It just naturally happens, and I think Michigan will be able to pull a flip or two off and make some moves. Now, I feel like with the class I've seen that Michigan has assembled, there's a few more things they would like to put together before they close this class out and keep it together. And the first thing is they are still looking to add a linebacker. And the guy I got my eye on is DK Forkput, a linebacker. He was formerly at IMG Academy. Now he transferred to St. Francis Academy, which is notoriously a powerhouse in the Baltimore area. That's a good sign for Michigan. Michigan's done well when they have decided to attack the Baltimore area, especially St. Francis. Notable alum Blake Corum. I believe Derek Moore went there as well. Biff Poggi was good in that area. Michigan needs to get back into that Baltimore area and recruit some of those guys. DK Fork was 6'2", over 200 pounds. He was supposed to commit earlier this summer. I mean, if he would have did that, I believe it would have been Florida, but he decided to wait a little bit. And I feel like the longer he waits on his recruitment, Michigan will be able to pull this off. And I know he's going to schedule a visit there soon, game day visit, and that's a good sign for Michigan. I think they need to pull this off. Brian Jean Mary needs to make a splash. I feel like he's been the coach who's under the most pressure to add some elite players at the linebacker spot. We struck out in this 2025, the 26 class so far, but getting DK Forkput would be great. And, you know what I'm saying? So let's see what they can do, because I think Michigan on the field this season, they're going to have a great linebackers on the field this year. But let's keep that recruiting coming in. Let's keep that depth coming in. Let's be good. I know we got Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng, Jeremiah Owusu-Boateng, or Jeremiah Owusu Moore's younger brother, but still got to keep producing and keep it coming. So a lot of pressure on him, but we'll see if they can pull it off. Also, Lamar Morgan, one of the best recruiters on this staff, continues to do a tremendous job. Pulling Shamari Earls out of Virginia last season was a huge get. Flipping Jordan Young from Clemson. He's at it again. I know he's going to keep pushing that. So I have faith in him. There's two guys I really want Michigan to really get their hands on. And that's elite 4-star cornerback number 38, according to Rivals. He committed to Notre Dame back early in the summertime. Kerry Adams, out of the Maryland area. Elite guy, length, got some size to him. Committed to Notre Dame, like I said, but Lamar Morgan still maintaining communication and chipping away. Maybe he's solid on Notre Dame right now, but I think Lamar Morgan can have something to say about it before it's all said and done. And then Davon Benjamin, who just committed about a week and a half ago. He's from the California area. So he committed to Oregon, a 4-star, number 43 in the nation, according to Rivals, committed to Oregon. I think Lamar Morgan's still going to try. He's a West Coast kid, so I think it's going to be hard to flip him from Oregon, especially he's done a great job on the recruiting trail, but anything's possible, so we'll see what happens. It's the final touches. And then Michigan also wants to add a rising senior in the offensive line, so there could be a numerous amount of names. I like the class that they have assembled thus far. Malachi Lee. It's a guy out of Hawaii I really love. I think they're doing a great job, but let's see what guys rise and which guys catch Michigan's eye. I think they'll add one more guy to keep this depth going. We know Sharon Moore is an offensive line guy, and developed them well. And kids want to come play offensive line at Michigan because they only get here, they get developed, and they play in the NFL. So just like what Michigan's doing in the recruiting church, just continue to be aggressive. Got to be elite. Got to stay in that top 10 consistently to win another national championship. And I know they wanted a 23, and a lot of people are going to say it's tainted or should be vacated. I don't care. Like I said, we're national championships, so nobody's going to take that away. So if people want to be mad, but I'm not going to go bark at everybody else. But anyways, I want to go get another national championship. I'm not satisfied with just that one. Like I talked about, you continue to recruit. Well, you need depth, especially in this area of college football, where if you get to win a natty, you're playing 15, 16, 17 games. So you need the depth, and you got to recruit elite. Somebody gets hurt, you got another guy to step up, and on and on. But I like what they're doing in the recruiting, and they're keeping it up well. And like I talked about, 9 days away, man. I'm excited. Monday is supposed to be the day that the starting quarterback's going to be named, so we're going to see. And like I said, it's probably going to be Bryce Underwood, and it definitely should be Bryce Underwood. And this is a perfect spot to start him at. Home, night game. It's going to be rocking in the big house against an undermanned New Mexico team. But real quick before we get up out of here, Michigan named their captains today. Yes, named 6 captains. Let's start with the defensive side of the ball. Derek Moore, defensive end. He's been elite, man, this time in Michigan. I love what he did. Great pick. Ernest Hausman was a former transfer from the University of Nebraska. Has been great this time here. I think a great pick. And then Rob Moore, of course, He missed all of last season with that torn ACL he suffered last March. He's been out 17 months. Well, he just talked to reporters today. His ACL is 100%. The problem was he had to go back and get another procedure on his knee, and that was from a torn meniscus he had, which I had no idea, because I was usually wonder guys come back. 17 months is a good time to come back from an ACL injury. Pretty much some guys come back even faster than that, but the fact that he had a torn meniscus explains it all. But he'll be back on the field with these in the first few games of the season, and I can't wait to get one of the leaders back. One of the guy who had a game-sealing interception against Ohio State in the big house against Kyle McCord. So great picking. On the offensive side of the ball, Max Bredesen, the H-back number 44. I think he's a glue guy, a leader on this team, a guy Michigan needs, and he gets every jump and he makes big plays. He blocks, he doesn't complain, he plays his ass off, and I love it. And then Giovanni L. Hadi, offensive guard, I think he's in for a big year. He struggled last year. He talked about it. I think he is the linchpin of this offensive line. He's going to have a great season. And then Marlon Klein, former guy who was international from Germany. He's developed well. I think he's going to have a good season. Tall, 6'5", over 240 pounds. Love what they did with the captain. This is team 146 captain. But I'm excited about this season. I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts and updates about that. But, hey, appreciate all the love. Don't forget to like, subscribe, love this video. Tell a friend to watch me. Shout, subscribe, tell everybody. Hey, I appreciate all the love, support. It's your boy Adrian, and I'm out. Peace.